Hey Stampin' friends, today I want to share with you my spooky Halloween banner. So I'm here in the studio and it seems as though I have a guest who wants to be part of the activities. The one and only Sully, who happens to be lying across the banner. So we've got to make him scarce and then I'll be right back with you. We're going to look at our supply list. Our supply list includes the Build-A-Banner kit found in our holiday mini catalog, which comes complete with all of the stencils, enough banner pieces to make approximately 3 banners, as well as all the alphabet stencils and the jute. In addition, we'll be using one of our simply created accessory kits. This one is the Halloween kit. We'll also be needing 2 of our Stampin' Spritzers, some isopropyl alcohol, StazOn black ink, a sponge dauber, 2 ink refills. I'm using pumpkin pie and summer starfruit. In addition, you'll need a hot glue gun and silicone pad. Okay, the very first thing you're going to want to do to get yourself all prepped and ready is to mix your spritzer mixture, which consists of about 25 drops of your ink refill. And once you put the 25 drops in, you'll then fill the rest of the spritzer with isopropyl alcohol. I recommend using the high alcohol content. I'm using the 91%. Okay, we're going to be creating the first piece of the banner, which is the letter S for spooky. I'm using the banner piece that is cut out with the point, and I'm using the stencil of chevrons that has the circle mask. Don't worry about that mask because we're going to be adorning this piece with one of our lollies so it will fit perfectly. We're going to put the stencil onto the canvas banner so that it covers the entire thing, and we're going to be using our pumpkin pie spritzer that we've already made. Now you want to be careful to not get this too wet because it will bleed on your canvas. So go ahead and hold it about 6 or 8 inches away and go ahead and start spritzing, even pressure. On the whole thing. Very carefully remove your stencil, and you should see that you have some very pretty chevrons. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is taking my sponge dauber and my StazOn black ink, and I'm going to ink that up really well. I'm using my S stencil that I'm putting over the chevrons that I've already spritzed, and I'm going to hold that stencil tight. I'm going to use my sponge dauber, and I'm going to go ahead and stencil onto the S with the black StazOn ink. Okay, so when I carefully remove that, I will then have my S for my spooky banner. The next step is how to make the lollies, as I like to call them, or the rosettes. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, I apologize. Although the paper that I'm going to use is not the piece that I'm going to put on this particular banner, because I've already made these, I want to show you how. In the kit, you will get a piece of paper that's about 14 inches long that is already pre-scored. And what you're going to do is it will be your black one, which is the one that's going to go on your S for your spooky. You're going to take that piece of paper and you're going to fold it forward and backward, like an accordion until you get all the way down to the bottom. Okay, once it's all folded like an accordion, you're going to want to have a couple of other supplies. I forgot to remind you is you're going to need a little piece of sticky strip, and you're also going to want to have lots of paper towels for the purpose of wiping off your stencil. I hate to go backwards, but you're going to put one piece of sticky strip on one end of the accordion, and you're going to go ahead and peel that piece of sticky strip out of the way, and you're going to bring your accordion around in a circle, and you're going to glue, using the sticky strip, the 2 edges together so that it kind of makes like this circle. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to press your accordion down so that you have a nice circle. Using your hot glue gun and your silicone pad, and this thing is fabulous if you don't have one, go ahead and put a big old glob of hot glue in the center of your silicone pad, because what you're going to do is you're going to take your accordion rosette and you're going to put the center of it right into that center piece of glue. And you should have some glue that kind of comes poking up the center of that. Okay, and you're going to hold it there until it starts to dry, which could be, about 30 to 60 seconds. The beauty of this silicone mat is that once it's dry, it peels right off and you get a nice smooth bottom. Okay, now you have your rosette complete, except for the fact that you're going to embellish it. And for the one on the S, I've actually chosen the Summer Starfruit background piece, which has the skull on it, and the same color Summer Starfruit button. And I put both of these pieces on also with hot glue. Go ahead and squirt it with hot glue, press it on there, give it a couple of seconds, and you're good to go. Next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and adhere your rosette to your banner piece. So you guessed it, I'm going to use the hot glue yet again. I'm going to put a liberal amount of that on my canvas banner, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that piece right to it, trying to evenly space it between the two eyelets, because we have to make sure that we can get our jute, which is what we're going to be hanging it with, through there. Now, to do the first O, you're using the polka dot stencil. Here's a great tip for you. The polka dot stencil, the circles of the polka dots are exactly the same size as the eyelets. So if you line your stencil up with the eyelets, you'll get nice straight rows of dots. You're going to be doing 5 rows of dots, and those rows will start right underneath the line that is with the eyelet. Okay, for my O piece, I want to embellish it, and what I've done is I've punched with a 2.5-inch circle punch a pumpkin pie circle, and my 2 3/8 inch scallop punch, I've done a black, and I've mounted those together using dimensionals. The next thing I'm going to do is put on the top side, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue because I want to embellish this a little bit. And I'm doing that with some of the ribbon that comes in the accessory pack. So I am using some of the pumpkin pie seam binding on each side, and a little piece of the black 1/8 inch taffeta. And I'm going to use my scissors to push this into the hot glue on both sides. Okay, and when that is mostly dry, I'm going to take some dimensionals, plop that in the center. Oops. Okay, so I didn't wait long enough, but do make sure you wait and let it dry. And then I'm going to peel that dimensional off of there, and I'm going to use my Summer Starfruit skeleton. Okay, once you have all 6 banner pieces done, now it's time to assemble and embellish. So taking the jute that comes with your kit, you're going to thread like over under. You're going to go in behind the back and then back up through the back to the front. You're going to do this, you're going to repeat this, so make sure you spell it in the correct order for all 6 pieces. Okay, using the pieces of ribbon that are left in your accessory kit, you're going to go ahead and, I tried to do about 5 or 6, I did even size pieces of the ribbons that are left, and you're going to use those ribbons to tie in between each of your letters on your jute. So if you tie those in a nice tight knot, okay, you will have a nice little decoration between each set of letters. So once you've got it all tied together, you've got your S, your P, O, O, K, and Y. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, www.stamppatties.com. I hope you have a spooky Halloween.